The N30 strikes began at 7 a.m. on the picket lines at Mainland campus for a number of QM students and lecturers against the proposed austerity measures, while strikes were simultaneously occurring nationwide across over 30 public sectors. In central London, the protest continued peacefully in the afternoon, where the march from Lincoln Inn Fields set off just after 1 p.m, as over 20,000 united to support the cause, including over 100 staff and students from Queen Mary.
And I've got to say something else, because Mr. Cameron, don't tell us, don't you dare tell us that public service pensions are generous. Not when the average public service pension is less than £6,000 a year. Don't tell us that's generous. And don't tell us that when Michael Gove claimed more in expenses for doing up his second home.
My name's Billy. I'm Scarlett.
Alright.
And why are you here today?
We're here to support the teachers and everyone else whose pension is being cut because of the government.
And do you think that it's going to make an impact?
We hope so. Yeah. We're worried about what's going to happen in the future. I mean, we're not too sure. It could be anything. You know, we might not be able to get jobs or anything like that, so...
My name's Dr. Jashapara. Well, I'm an academic at University of London, and really what I'm here for is the cut in pensions, and saying that it's going to affect everyone in the public sector, and saying that I think there's other ways. It's not the only way to cut pensions and to increase our whole pension age.
My name's Austerity, and I'm here from PCS Trade Union, representing members in the Ministry of Justice. And how do you feel about that? The way I feel about the current situation is that we have a government who are looking out for the rich, for the bankers. Meanwhile, they are cutting public sector pay, cutting public sector pensions. What they are planning for public sector pensions, I believe, is just completely unsustainable and wrong. We have very low paid members who are going to be asked to pay another £20, £30, £40 a month.
Very much so. It's going to affect our family quite a lot, hundreds of pounds a month. We both work for the health service. We're going to have to work another 12 years collectively longer.
The 99% are now off our knees and we won't go back down again. We are here to tell this government we will not work longer. We will not accept pay cuts. We will not accept the cuts of the 1%.
Last week, I was crouched on the floor between a bed and a table, one leg wrapped around my stroke patient's foot to keep it on the floor, and a hand under her hip to hold her up as she tried to stand. This elaborate game of Twister is pretty standard in a rehab setting. But after about 20 minutes, she looked down at me, completely unprompted, and said, "And they want you to do this till you're 65? No, I had to correct her, until I'm 68.
And we have to go out and fight and fight and fight until we win.
A collection of speeches held by a variety of union representatives saw the march come to a steady stop at Embankment, where it eventually dispersed amicably mid-afternoon. However, the atmosphere changed when news spread that protesters from UK and CUT were gathering in Piccadilly Circus. They began what appeared to be a peaceful march towards Haymarket, until they diverted onto Panton Street to enter the offices of mining giant Xstrata, protesting against the controversially high pay of CEO Mike Davis. The police are blocking the entrance to the building, and protesters have gone right to the 7th floor. The building is very, very smoky at the moment. These are protests that are broken off that weren't at the protest this morning, but they are in fact mass protesters.
Come on, please.
Going on right now, is this a cattle or?
Playing that game.
The protest, which was not linked to the march during the afternoon, saw a comparatively small number of 200 protesters, leading to 2-hour police kettles in the surrounding areas of Panton House.
You calm down! Oh, you're making everyone cry! Oh, why are you making everyone cry? Stop it!
Specifically protesting against Mike Davis.
So people were hijacking the building earlier, they were going inside, we had people with smoke flares. Do you agree with that sort of behaviour, or do you agree with a more peaceful protest?
I would say no comment to that, to be honest.
No comment, okay.
I wouldn't want to incriminate myself.
As far as undercover police officers go, a lot of them are sent in to sometimes cause trouble, more than just not only cause, but cause trouble, and that's something we cannot have. We're surrounded by 200 odd policemen. We don't need plainclothes policemen walking around here. We really don't. And that's why I think it's important to identify who they are and make sure that they leave. By non-violent means, of course, because we're peaceful protesters.
Some reacted provocatively towards the presence of undercover police.
Just put you on the beat like a normal police officer.
I think officers, I believe he's covering his face. I believe this is against the law.
Section 60, mate?
Section 60. I think you should reveal your face. My face is fully revealed. I think you should reveal it.
So how many have you made to here as well?
Is covered, sir.
How many did they send in? 5, 10?
How many? We've already kicked out 6 undercover police officers. Will you be the 7th?
You thought you did really well hiding.
Are you happy with our kids?
If we get angry, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. We want to get out. We want to get out.
Although unrelated, these contrasting acts demonstrate a considerable amount of public unrest towards these austerity measures, and their views that these are not spread equally amongst the population. With youth unemployment soaring and the forthcoming increase in state pension age, it is a safe presumption this is one in a series of actions to be taken in a bid for the government to respond to their requests.